So today we are going to start something about the constitution. So this is a small video about the constitution, and this is actually like just to know for your information, that's it. So see, our constitution book, see, it looks like this. This is, you can assume that this is a museum of constitution, and you can see the book here. Doesn't the book look amazing, right? So this is the Constitution of India. The book looks like this, and as you all know, this is our Dr. Ambedkar sir, and I really love this man. So he is the person who has written the Constitution, who has drafted the Constitution. So he has a main role. It does not mean that only this person has written the Constitution. It is almost like 13 members were involved in writing the constitution, and that's a wonderful constitution which has come across, and the lengthiest constitution in the world, and a written constitution. So all the credit almost goes to Dr. Ambedkar sir. And in this constitution we are going to read certain concepts. Secularism, and can see that India is a secular country. What is secularism actually? As you all read in my last classes, that secularism is a concept where all the religions are accepted. The country will not promote only one religion, it promotes all the religions. Okay, that is called as secularism. How secular is India? Yes, we are secular, right? We accept Muslims, we accept Zoroastrians, we accept Jainis, we accept Buddhists, we accept all the religions, right? So we have different peoples living in a same land. You can see around you, many peoples belong to different caste, different religion, live in the same place. You cannot see that all over the world. Students, we are so happy that we are in India. You should be so blessed that you are in India, that we accept all kind of religions. And secularism does not only limit itself towards the religion, it extends towards different caste, different creed, different age, different sex, right? So we accept all kind of things. So we accept all diversities. So next, let me come to okay, this is diversity. This particular thing is called diversity. Can you see here the diversity? Yeah. So see here, diversity means we have different cultures, we have different culture. See, to have a different culture is different, that is diversity. To accept different culture in our constitution is called as secularism. Don't get confused between diversity and secularism. Diversity means we have different cultures, different religion, different festivals, different caste, different peoples, but we accept it. Okay, next, this I showed you that the constitution book. And next, this one, this is very very important, my dear students. Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, culture and educational rights, right? So what a constitution gives us, right to equality. He will the constitution tells each and everyone is equal in front of law, right? No one is discriminated. Even though they are discriminated, you can see in my last lectures that there are certain discrimination, and I have given the explanation regarding the discrimination, right? The discrimination is also justified. In one place, the Ambedkar says that we all live in an unequal society. This is a very important statement which actually made me convinced that why exactly the discrimination is needed in our constitution. He tells like this: in our unequal society, we have to give equality through unequal means what it means is, see, let me explain you what it means. See, we live in an unequal society. What do you mean by unequal society? See, this is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. We had a system like caste system based on the Varna system, right? So what happens here is he was a priest, right? Kshatriya, he was a king. Vaishya, he was a businessman, and Shudra, he was a servant for all these groups, right? So don't you think from past many years we all these three groups are actually dominating this group, right? So let me draw a chart like this: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, right? Don't you think that we live in an unequal society, right? So you can see men as like this and women as like this, right? I am giving you a overall concept. I'm not telling each and every house men is always treated with dignified and women is not treated with dignified. Nowadays it is not so, but when compared to last years or past years, don't you think the men and women are being unequal regarding the education and all stuff, right? So we live in an unequal society. Don't you think that we should give more of opportunities for them to bring them back to the equality position, right? Is it not, my dear students? Don't you think it is necessary for us, right? So that is what he tells. We live in an unequal society. We would like to bring equality through unequal means. Andre iವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೀನ್ ದಟ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್, ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಅದರ್ caste or other gender, the discrimination is there. Okay, so therefore we are bringing equality through unequal means. You're getting less and you're getting more because you have been denied to get equal rights from the past years, right? So next, yeah, this is very very important. Next, we finished with equality. We finished with no, let me start with right to freedom, right? Freedom. Don't you think we all need freedom, right? We need freedom to roam, means move outside. Is it not? Do you have freedom now, my dear students? We are in corona time. Do you think you have freedom? No, right? It's not possible for us to go out in a frequent manner how we used to do in this past years, right? We don't have freedom and we are in curfew, right? So and it is very much necessary. Okay, and we have rights to freedom. It does not mean that freedom andre bari aache hogod matra freedom alla. It is not so. Freedom means where you have speech and expression. You can speak whatever you want. If you see in Korea what happens alli andre, you cannot speak against the monarchy over there, against the rule over there. If you speak, you will be under a big problem. But do you think our country is like that? No. That is why I said you, we are blessed to be in a country like India, right? Right against exploitation. When you are getting exploitation, these words are quite difficult and I'm sure that you will get to know what are these words. Okay, try to concentrate on the concepts rather than the words. Okay, right against exploitation. So I would like to tell that, for example, if you are getting exploited andre someone is misusing you. Okay, someone is misusing you andre ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋಂಥ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ನ they are not giving you. You are exploited by them. ಓಕೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಲೇಬರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಲೇಬರ್ ಮಾಡಿಸೋದಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೇಬರ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಟೇಷನ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದಟ್. ನೋ, ಐ ಬೀನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಟೆಡ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ವೇ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಹೇಳಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ನ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು. ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ವಿ ಆಲ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ ಟು ಅ ಡೈವರ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ, ವಿ ಆಲ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ ಟು ಅ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರ್ country. So what our constitution tells us, we have all the rights to follow any kind of religion we want ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ that is very important and I really like it. Many countries will not give this. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನೀವು ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನೇ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೇನೋ, ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಯು ದ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಸಿನಾರಿಯೋ ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇ ಗಿವ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. okay, more towards the Muslim category rather than any other categories. But we don't do like that, right? Elladru kelidira like only Hindus should come to temple, or Hindus should be like Hindus should use the means Hindu religion can be flourished in our country, other religions cannot be. Atara helak chance illa. We are in a secular and a democratic country. I don't think so anyone will tell that, right? Right, cultural and educational rights, this is a very very important right. Cultural and education rights, you have rights to educate, right? 14 years ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ you have rights to get education, right? So that is what they gave, the cultural and educational rights and right to constitutional remedy. For example, ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು, ನಾನು ಈ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದು ಬೇಡ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಇದು ಬೇಡ, ಇದು ಬೇಡ, ಇದು ಬೇಡ, ಇದು ಬೇಡ, ಇದು ಬೇಡ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡಿನೇಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ರೈಟ್, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ರೈಟ್. ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ದಟ್ ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಪರಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು, ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಪರಾಗಿ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಹೌ ವಿಲ್ ಯು ಆಸ್ಕ್? ಇದು ಒಂಥರ, ಐ ವುಡ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ದಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ a weapon for you to ask to the Supreme. You can question the Supreme Court. Why the hell I'm not getting my rights? Being in India, as I said you earlier, Constitution is the supreme law of the land. You cannot move above the Constitution. Constitution na ನೀವು ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ there is no law, no Supreme Court can deny. Do you think any Supreme Court can deny your right to equality? No. Right to speech? ನೋ, ರೈಟ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಇನ್ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಕೊರಿಯಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆನಿ ಅದರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೌದಿ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, ಕೊರಿಯಾ ಆಗಲಿ, ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡೋರು ಯಾರು? ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಯಾರು? ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ ರೆಮಿಡೀಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ. ಸಿ, certain times fundamental rights, I will tell you what is directive principles of state policy. See, we are in a developing nation, right? We are not yet developed. So certain things na nam state ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. Certain things cannot be given by the state to us. So what happens there is certain rights has to be given by the state, but it is not giving you. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಯು. ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿಗೂ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಓಕೆ, DPSP ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿನ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಇಸ್ DPSP. ಸೊ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ 3 ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. DPSP ಬಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ 4 ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಪಾರ್ಟ್ 1 ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ನು, ಪಾರ್ಟ್ 2 ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಶಿಪ್ ರೈಟ್ಸು, ಪಾರ್ಟ್ 3 ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ಸು, ಪಾರ್ಟ್ 4 DPSP. ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೌ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದಟ್ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೋ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೋ ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ವೇ ಈವನ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ created like that. There is parts for it. Okay, so part 3 of the constitution tells about the fundamental rights and part 4 of the constitution will tell you about DPSP. And fundamental rights, it can be enforced by the law. Andre if you are not getting your fundamental rights, as I said, you can question the court itself. Why I am not getting the fundamental rights anta you can question the court, but DPSP li you cannot question the court. Okay, fundamental rights is like to command the state. Yes, you have to go give this, means you have to give this, you don't have any other option. But DPSP is not like that. You have an option there, right? See, ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. we formed a constitution very long back around 1950, right? So therefore what happened there is, ಅವಾಗ ತಾನೇ we were outside, means we were removed from the clutches of the British. So we didn't had many things to do. We didn't had funds, we didn't had proper infrastructure, we didn't had proper police force, we didn't had nothing, we didn't had a government too. ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟು ಅವಾಗಿನ್ನೂ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ವೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಈ DPSPನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ಬೈ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಇವಾಗಿರೋ ಸಿನಾರಿಯೋಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ law inconsistency with fundamental rights is void, and this cannot be void. ಯಾಕೆ void means like void means which is against the law. I means you have no other options ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆನಾ? law inconsistency with DPSP cannot be void. Okay, thank you children. I think you had a knowledge about the DPSP and the fundamental rights, and you got to know what is constitution, and you got to know what is diversity, what is secular. This is just an rough idea about the constitution, what constitution actually contains. So please make sure that you comment about these things, and I would like to see your comments. Thank you so much, my dear students.